Hi everyone, I'm going to be making Paya or Nihari as some people know it as, and for this I've got one onion chopped, I've got some ginger, I'm just using some frozen ginger and some garlic, and then I've got some elaichi and clove, and I'm going to start adding them. So in this pan I've added some oil and I'm going to add the onion. And now I'm going to be adding the whole garam masala. I'm also going to be adding bay leaf and stirring them together. Okay, so just the onions are sizzling for a bit, so just stirring that. Going to add my ginger cube, and I'm using fresh garlic. Just going to add to that. Just mixing it all together, just like that. I don't have any whole cinnamon, so I'm adding like half teaspoon of ground cinnamon to this. I've got about quarter teaspoon of black pepper, quarter teaspoon of cardamom powder. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of dhania, and I'm actually going to be adding 2 teaspoons of that, so I've got 2 of those, and 1 teaspoon of jeera powder, or it's cumin powder. Then I'm going to add half a teaspoon of turmeric or haldi powder, 1 teaspoon of chili powder. Actually, I might do 2, depending on how spicy you want it to be. And I'm going to be adding a teaspoon of garam. I'm just going to mix all the spices together, just like that. And I'm not adding salt, because you don't add the salt just yet. I'll tell you when to add it. Okay, so mix it all up. This is the paya meat, so they're a bit big pieces. I think the leg part of the meat, something like that. So it's just been washed. I'm going to add it to this, and then I'm going to mix it all together. Okay. So mix the meat with the masala, the spices, so it all goes in properly. Mix it all, and then I'm going to be adding the water. Okay, so I've got the water, and I'm just going to literally pour it in until it covers the entire meat. So I think I need to add a bit more, because remember, this will have to be cooked for several hours, so that's why. So I'm going to add a bit more water to fill it to the top, so that all the meat is covered up. Some more water. As you can see, it's just covering everything. And now it's ready, so I'm going to let it cook until the water boils, and probably about 10 minutes or something, and then I'll let you know what happens after that. Make sure you stir first to ensure that all the spices are evenly spread, and then just cover it up and leave it in high for 10 minutes until it boils. And after you've had the boiling, after it's boiled, you need to actually reduce the heat and leave it to cook for 1 hour in slow heat. So this is one of those dishes that takes hours to cook. Okay, so I'm going to cover it up, and I'm going to let it boil. So it's now 10 minutes, and as you can see, it's boiling away, bubbling away. So what I'm going to do is put this on really low heat now, and then I'm going to just give it a quick stir, and as you can see, like that. And then I'm going to now add my salt, and I'm going to cover it up and simmer for 1 teaspoon of salt. And I think what you need to do is add the salt according to, okay, so just mixing it all up. I actually added 2 teaspoons of salt because there's quite a lot of water, and it's all going to now just let it cook now in really low heat for 1 hour. I'm going to cover it all up again. And that's it. So now it's going to be there for an hour. Hi everyone. So this is 1 hour, or the timer just went. So this is 1 hour later. Just got to show you what it looks like now. So as you can see, still lots of water. I'm just going to mix it a bit, and then I'm going to cover it up again and cook for another hour. So in total, there will be about 3 hours of cooking. You'll notice that the water is slowly evaporating, so you can see a little bit of, but that's okay, there's plenty of water in this. So I'm going to just cover it up and put the alarm on for another hour and let it cook like that. So I've been cooking the paya for 2 hours now. I'm going to add the next part of my step. So this is 1 tablespoon of plain flour, and I'm going to put another, and 1 tablespoon of ground flour. Actually, I might do 2. I'm going to do another. So 2 tablespoons of plain flour and 2 tablespoons of ground flour. Now I'm going to just roast them slightly together, like that. So just needs to be roasted nice and golden. Okay, I've roasted it for about a minute in a pan. Now I'm going to add some water to this to create, just going to water and mix it to make it milky. So make sure you stir it, and so that there is no lumps, a smooth consistency. So now you'll notice there's a bit of lumpiness. So I'm going to use a sieve, and I'm going to pour a little bit of it through the sieve, just a little bit, and because I don't really want the lumpy bits to go in the dish. Shake it, and then I'm just going to stir it like this. So literally this will make the sauce, it will thicken it, the gravy. I think I can add a bit more. I'm going to add a bit more of this. I'm just going to add the whole thing actually, and then I'm going to leave it to stir. I'm just going to make sure that use a teaspoon. So now you can see I've added that in, and hopefully leave it to cook another half an hour, and hopefully that will thicken the sauce too. And then also check to see if the meat is cooked too. So I'm going to leave it cooking for another half an hour. Just cover it up. Okay, so now I'm going to do the bagar, which is like tarka. So I'm going to put ghee. So it says 1 cup to, I'd say about half a cup, 2 tablespoons. So I'm just letting the ghee melt. As you can see, just melting it. When it's hot, I've got over here some sliced garlic and onions. Normally I would have put dried chili too, but I haven't got any, so I'm not going to add that in. Okay, so The ghee has melted, so I'm going to add my garlic. So just chopped garlic. And then I'm going to add my onion to it. And I'm just going to keep stirring it until it's nice and golden, so it's kind of like has garnish on top, and yeah, it'll be nice and golden. So you just need to stir it, keep stirring it until it all separates and becomes nice and golden. Okay, so the ghee has melted, so I'm going to add my garlic. So just chopped garlic. And then I'm going to add my onion to it. And I'm just going to keep stirring it until it's nice and golden, so it's kind of like has garnish on top, and yeah, it'll be nice and golden. So you just need to stir it, keep stirring it until it all separates and becomes nice and golden. I have fried the onion and the garlic in ghee, and it's nice and golden now, so I'm just going to add this into the dish. As you can see, this is how it looks like now, so I'm just going to stir it and let it cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. So, and then when you're serving it, you can serve it with lemon slices, slice fresh ginger, so and also chilies, coriander to garnish.